Welcome to Momentum Monday. I'm Dana Middleton, your host. I am so glad you're here today because we're going to be talking about grudges. Hurts. Really, grudges come because we felt hurt. Somebody or something has done something to us that deeply hurt us, maybe disappointed us. And that wound is why we have a grudge, because we feel like, well, that person or that institution, say Hollywood or whatever, hurt me. So I don't like them. I'm going to have a grudge against them. And I'm not saying it's particularly a conscious thought. I think a lot of it is very unconscious. And but it happens, and you may have it with somebody else. Morning, I'm seeing people come on now. Great to see you. um it happens, and we think it doesn't mean anything. We think we don't carry it around. We think it doesn't impact future situations, but it does. Because if we're carrying a grudge, which is also called an unforgiveness, it becomes a block to allowing the good things in that we want in our lives. So today we're going to tap about that. So you might want to be thinking about, what's a grudge I have? Do I have a grudge against Hollywood? Do I have a grudge against a parent? Do I have a grudge against, just anything, like a person? Maybe a person you worked with. A lot of us creative people have partners at one time who may or may not have shown up in the way that was okay. And we may have been hurt by them, betrayed by them. Betrayal becomes a big grudge. Find out where you're holding maybe a pattern of grudgement. I just about called it, instead of judgment, grudgement. And we're going to do some processing about it today. It really does lead to forgiveness. And I know forgiveness is a loaded word, because it's like, that person did something wrong. That person did something bad to me. I can't forgive them. And, sometimes we need to let them off the hook, though, to let ourselves off the hook. And that can be challenging, right? It doesn't mean that we're condoning the behavior ever, right? If they really exhibited some bad behavior, we're not condoning the behavior. We're just letting them off the hook so that we can let ourselves off the hook. Forgiveness is about us, not about them, because probably that person isn't even thinking about it, and we are. And that kind of repetitive thinking, sometimes obsessive thinking about a grudge, is so toxic, and it can really, really disrupt your vibration for a very long time if you don't kind of get hold of it and pull it back. So I'm not saying ever, as you know, for me, to not process your feelings. I'm saying always, always, always process your feelings. What are the good ways to process them? If it's betrayal, if you're really still angry, obviously tap. We're going to do that together. Tapping is a way to really release energy from the inside out, right? We're tapping on meridian points to break up old energy so it's not stuck to us in the same way. But another way, like Louise Hay recommended, if you're really angry, if you're really upset with somebody, get a rubber bat and beat the heck out of a pillow or your bed or something like that. Yell, scream, do whatever you got to do, tell the people next door, don't worry. But those are things, you want to get that anger out. You don't want it just to be stopped up in your body, because we often, as women, those of you who are women, which are most of you out there in this group, we have a way of turning our anger and hurt inward. Some men do too, but a lot of men turn it outward. So we're so good at swallowing our feelings as women. That's what we do. But it goes somewhere, it either makes us fat, it makes us stuck, it makes us all kinds of things, because we're swallowing all this energy that just can't be swallowed. We just can't, our container can't contain that for very long. So we want to process it. However you need to process it. That is my job. That is my job, to teach you guys today. And I know you know this, and we've talked about it before, but just maybe to remind you, because the ultimate place we want to be is in freedom. When we are free, when we are light, when we are feeling, all the possibilities are possible, then we're in this place to receive. That's what we talked about last week, to receive. When we're open to receiving, because we have that energy of, oh yeah, the world works out for me, everything's working out great, then big exhale, right? It just feels so good. But it can be a real journey from here to here. And I got to tell you, I'm not very good at it. I'm pretty good at it now, but I have been really bad at it in the past and let things like this derail me for much too long. Gosh, what a waste. I look back and go, what a waste. Not what a waste that happened. Yeah, that shitty thing happened. Okay, that person betrayed me. That person really hurt me. Yeah, it's happened to me for sure. A couple of times I can think of that it happened that was really, really difficult. However, I just couldn't recover for the longest time. And then it just fed all this kind of icky energy into all areas of my life and created, stuff I really had to work for years to unwind. So let's not do that. Let's try to process these emotions quickly, right? So that you can be free and in that vibration that is very attractive, very receptive, so that everything really is working out for you. All right, that's my talk today. So why don't we do some tapping together? Take a breath, everybody. Thanks for being here. I see you guys. And if you're watching on the replay, great. Leave some comments. Let me know how this resonates with you. But today, let's just talk about the feelings of grudges, and we'll move to the end and include Hollywood, or include whatever kind of larger establishment you might be feeling some grudge against. But the more you can say, like, I love Hollywood, Hollywood loves me, and you feel it, it's a good place to be, especially if you're in Hollywood. Okay, so think about whatever is going on inside. If you have a grudge, if you have something, a hurt, where is it? Where is it located in your body? It could be from a long time ago, or it could be recent. Is it in your heart? Do you feel it in your stomach? Maybe in your throat, wherever, or not at all, doesn't matter. Okay, but let's just feel it for a second. And from 1 to 10, how charged is it? Is this betrayal very charged still? If it is, let's take note of that. Okay. All right. So we're going to tap. We're tapping on meridian points. We're going to start here on the karate chop point. If you haven't done this before, just tap along with me. Take a breath, and you're going to repeat after me. Even though I have this grudge against, fill in the blank, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I have a really good reason to have this grudge, because I have been wounded badly, I still choose to love and accept myself. Take a breath. Even though I've had this grudge for a while, and it really feels wrong to let it go, I'm not willing for them to be let off the hook yet. But what if I can open up to possibly doing that anyway? So now we're going to take these fingers here, eyebrow point. But I can't let go, because then they'll win. Go outside the eye. And I can't let them win because they did something really bad to me. Under the eye. I felt betrayed, or maybe just not even seen. Under the nose. I feel really hurt by this person, by this situation. On the chin. And so I've got a big fat grudge. Under the collarbone. And I feel like I'm just going to carry this until the day I die. And we're just talking, we're just talking the ugly. It's okay. When we're tapping, we're breaking up that energy. Let's go to the middle of the chest. Take a breath. I need this grudge. Under the arm. I really need this grudge. Top of the head. Who will I be without it? Eyebrow point. I was hurt so badly by this person. Outside the eye. I was hurt this badly by Hollywood. Under the eye. And I just don't think they deserve for me to just let them off the hook. under the nose. I just can't let them off the hook like this. Take a breath, keep breathing. If you're yawning, that's a good sign. I really need to keep this grudge against them to teach them a lesson. Under the collarbone. If I'm mad enough, at some point, maybe they'll get it. Middle of the chest. And come to me and apologize and tell me how wrong that they were. Under the arm. Gosh, I'm really waiting for that to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. Top of the head. What can I do instead? So let's reframe this round. We're going to do a thing called reframing, which is let's look at it in a different way. I mean, so that it's maybe possible, right? What if they don't really think about it very much and they don't think it's a big deal? What if by holding on to this grudge, the only one I'm punishing is me, not them? Whew. What if this grudge is poisoning all of my life and I'm better than that? Sure, I'm angry and sure they deserve my anger, but I'm starting to see that it's only hurting me. That this grudge is holding me back and keeping me in a vibration that keeps me stuck. What if just by letting go of this grudge and letting them be, I get to be free? I really want to be free now. But it's hard to let go of this, right? So we're looking toward freedom, right? That's really what is freedom. Freedom is the reason to change. So let's do one last round where we're going to talk about why freedom is so important. When I feel free, I'm happy. When I feel free and I have a good vibration going, good things happen. I've been carrying this around for a while and I never feel good about it. And how I feel is one of the only things I can really control. So I can either keep ruminating around this grudge or I can choose something that feels better. It's one or the other, and I'm going to choose me. Take a breath. Somehow, some way, I'm going to choose feeling better and letting that old thing go. Letting it be part of my past and move forward with a clean slate. So that I can be free and create the life that feels good to me. Okay, take a breath, take a stretch. How did that feel? Feel free to tell me in the comments. You know, sometimes we just got to let go. It's hard to let go, guys. I know it's hard to let go, but it's so important. When you feel that moment, you know, especially when you have a grudge going, it will kind of go in a loop and you'll feel it. That's when you want to break that pattern. When you feel it coming up, go just tap. You know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Gosh, I'm in the middle of it. The pattern's coming up. We want to interrupt that pattern so that you don't keep going back to it. And when you do that, it gains momentum. And momentum then, you know, is harder to turn around. So you really want to actively break that momentum as much as you can and create momentum in the other direction. All right. And you can do this. I know this is really, really challenging, but ultimately by holding on to a grudge, you end up losing. You know, you lose in this situation that felt so disempowering to begin with. By letting go of the grudge, you let yourself fly. You let yourself have what you want and live the life that you're supposed to live, probably without this person, right? That person might not have been a great person to be in your life, or that institution or whatever it is. Maybe they weren't the best fit. But now start new affirmations like everything works out great for me. I'm attracting really wonderful, trustworthy people and institutions or whatever it is that I am changing. I'm choosing to do this differently. You know, you might want to look back to childhood. Where did you feel a grudge? Maybe as a kid. Where might have you been betrayed or hurt as a child and you have a grudge, maybe even around a parent? Go back and tap that out, because the more we let go of all of our grudges, all of our unforgivenesses, the freer we are and the more that we can really just, fly. That's what we're here for. Be free, fly, have a great life. Why not? So glad to see you today. Have a great one, guys. And let me know how this goes. All right. Bye, guys.